Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm popping on to share all the layouts I got done during our Secret Not Secret Kit Club party the last weekend of September. So pretty much throughout the entire weekend I worked with my April kit, which was based on the Auburn Lane collection. It's such a beautiful collection. So pretty much all but one layout here is based on that collection. So I won't repeat that on every single layout. And if you recall, maybe about the only little things I added to my kit was this lovely sequin mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps, which is called Plum Dreamsicle, and it matched perfectly, sort of the burgundy, purple, little brown. It matched perfectly. Look, you can see right there how lovely that matches. And then I used some of my lovely flair from Cuts to Love as well, which I've talked about a few times. If I remember, I'll try and leave a link to her Etsy shop below so you can go and have a look. So our parties are always over 3 days, but there is always a little bit of a warm-up challenge on the evening before we start, and this time was no exception. So this time on Thursday evening, Sarah Scraps issued us a lovely sketch challenge. So this was a sketch from Page Maps. And you know, I like those sort of thirds, the layouts that have that. So this one is sort of working in the top third, but comes down here a little bit in the middle. So here is my layout for this challenge. So all the paper here is from the Auburn Lane collection. These are also from the die cuts that I received, although there are a few pieces here that I fussy cut out of the paper, like this here, and maybe another flower, a couple of these little flowers. So anyway, I did do some fussy cutting on this as well. And as you can tell, I stayed pretty true to the sketch. I may have shortened my embellishment cluster a little bit here, but then extended it up here over on this side. I had this little notebook type tag in my stash, that lovely little cluster down here, and I tie it all in, of course, with some of the sequins and one lovely little flare from Cuts to Love. So this was a Thursday evening sketch challenge to just get us all warmed up for what was to come. The next layout, and this is the one layout I said that all but one of my layouts were based on the Auburn Lane collection. And this is the one where I actually dipped into my August kit. And that kit that's one of my discovery kits. I've shared it on my channel. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 videos back if you want to go and see all the loveliness in that. And so the background paper I used here is 49 and Market, Captured Adventures, Faraway Land, which was absolutely perfect for this challenge as it is part of my Porto album. And this was a challenge issued to us by Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And it was to use a logo somehow. And the city of Porto's logo is made up of these beautiful azulejos, I would imagine they pronounce it, tiles. They adorn many of the buildings, not just in Porto, but all over Lisbon, and they are beautiful. This picture is of an old church that has the tiles on them. So I went in my stash and I found this stencil that I had that sort of reminded me of this kind of pattern. I loved it. So I used the stencil on the background. I think I got this stencil at Michael's. And then I used other little bits from that August kit, which are some die cuts from Heidi Swap. And I believe these are probably meant to be foiled or put through a mink machine, but I don't have a mink machine or any foil, and I thought they were quite beautiful just the way they are. the craft with the sort of dark navy. It's navy, it's not actually black. And then I also used these hexagon. 2 of them are acetate, so works in the Rediscover Your Stash October challenge as well, which Laura Alberts issued to us to get some. No, that's not true. Acetate was in September. So there you go. I didn't say anything. So let's just rewind a little bit, a couple of words back. A little wood button here from Chamel. Again, some lovely sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and a flare from Cuts to Love. I inked this raw chipboard up myself using, I believe it was Midnight Muse from Stampin' Up. So there you go. This challenge, this was a fun challenge. This challenge was issued by Angela Bartlett, and the challenge was aptly called A Ticket to Fun, which I then stole for my title because this was a very fun event, activity in Porto. It was touring the Taylor Fladgate winery, so that definitely was a ticket to fun since we had some great tastings and food pairings, and it was just a lovely day. And so the idea behind this challenge was to get tickets and use a lot of tickets on our layout. The paper here and the thickers are from the Auburn Lane collection, and the tickets I dipped in again to my August kit. So that was another layout I got done for the weekend. This is a little bit of a double challenge here because we always do a Scrap Lift a Member challenge, and in September that was Claire Withy. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Claire. And it was to scrap lift one of her beautiful layouts. And then Christina also challenged me to use a black background because I had been commenting how her layouts on black backgrounds and all the pops of black and white that she puts on her layouts are so beautiful. So, challenge accepted. I got a black background done, and I actually love this layout. I love it. Again, all the papers are from the Auburn Lane collection. This is my little kitty cat. I called it my cat cave. He built himself, or I built sort of a little fort for him in the summer. This was when the air conditioning wasn't quite cutting it, so I was trying to block the sun in any way I could, and he would go and lie underneath there and just lie all out. So you could tell he found it hot as well. So I believe I flipped Claire's original layout. I don't remember if it was like this or perhaps like this, but I do know that I flipped it, and it was a lovely, lovely layout. Another one of those little flare. These little gold banners were just in my little die cut bowl, that scrap bowl that I have on my desk. And this was part of a cut apart sheet. And my lovely little, these are Dear Lizzie, I believe, gold thickers. Isn't this paper beautiful? Oh my God, that floral is just so lovely. The next layout I got done, this was a grab 5. As you know, I've mentioned before, I never feel as though I've participated in our parties until I actually get the grab 5 challenge done. So here it is. And this time there were tags. There usually is, just to torture poor Amy. Amy, if you're watching this, there you go. Always the tags. Wood veneer, stripes. Let me see, what else did we have on this one? Hearts. And I am missing one. Oh, well, there you go. That white hair syndrome again. I'm missing one. I remembered it the last time I recorded because this is the second time I record this video. Is it maybe word? No, it's not word stickers. So florals. Yes, of course. Florals, hearts, stripes, wood veneer, and tags. So there we go. Again, all from the Auburn Lane collection. I did use quite a bit of craft backgrounds here, which I used to do a lot of and I sort of got away from. But with this particular collection, I'm loving it. And some of these lovely cork hearts from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And I actually finished this entire package using this kit. So that is a lot of fun. The next one here is was the Disney Princess challenge. And what Christina did is she posted a photo of many of the Disney princesses with some color combos underneath. And this one comes from Belle, where there was this beautiful sort of burgundy color, golden yellow, a little bit of a paler yellow, which is more maybe in my photos than in the actual supplies that I used. So this was for that challenge, and it was almost also a challenge for the celebrity sighting, which will be my next one. But then it just got away from me and turned into the Disney Princess one. These stars are just punched out, and they're again from that little scrap bowl on my desk. The cut apart sheet, a little die cut from Auburn Lane. And this is a district just across the river from the Taylor Flat Gate where you saw there. So the previous layout, this layout here was me waiting for the sort of water bus or ferry to go across for the tour. And this is a photo, sort of if you are standing here, it's a photo looking there. So down the street and some of these buildings. This is a very old district. It's actually a medieval district in a little bit of decay, sense of decay, but that sort of just adds to the charm of it. So there we go. And I think through this weekend party, I actually completed the Porto portion of my Portugal album. So before the end of the month, I will be getting a layout share up as requested for that portion of the album. And you'll see some very old layouts in there, plus some of the new layouts. This is the final layout that I got done, and this one was called Celebrity Sighting, and our layout was to be based on one of 3 celebrities, and 3 of my favorites, Tim Holtz, Vicky Boutin, or Chanel. My natural style, I guess, often does resemble Chamel's quite a bit, as I think way back in the 2Ps days, and Chamel was one of my first celebrity influences, I guess, which probably is where originally a lot of the craft came from, because she did use that way back when she was doing her backpacking trip, and this is my backpacking trip, so there you go. And Chanel, as you know, also generally puts her photo down a line or crossover a line of thirds, whether it be at the top or on the side. Some larger layers, butterflies. Chanel used to use butterflies a lot. She got away from them a little bit, but I just seem to see this last week when she was sharing her newer collection that the butterflies are coming back. Again, all the paper is from the Auburn Lane collection. This little bit of frame was it's only a partial bit, and it was sitting on my desk. You know, I really love using those bowls. If I was better at moving around and that, I would give you a little bit of a tour of that, but I'm going to find a photo. I've said that before and I forgot to do it. I'm going to find a photo and I'll post it in the Secret Not Secret Kit Club group so that you can see those bowls that I have on my desk that I keep going into. And that's how I found that I use up all the little bits and pieces and scraps that I have lying around. This was part of a Maggie Holmes word thicker set that I've had forever, and this piece was on my desk forever, and I love it. And you see it's just perfect here because this layout sort of just talks about all the cranes and construction that was going on, not just in Portugal but all throughout Europe the year that I was there. And this title works perfectly because it's just a little detail, but they do show up in a lot. Cranes and construction do show up in a lot of my photos, and you see using this partially on the photo still lets you see the construction, but removes a good part of it so that that's not all you're seeing, and you're still seeing some of the beautiful buildings behind and a little me staring at you there. My Cuts to Love flare here, and this was from their newer autumn collection. Well, at least this one was. These might have been a little bit older. You see, this one is actually in French, Chaque Maman Compte, but she has a lot of flair that have no words and many, many, many that are in English as well. So there you go. So I got 7 layouts done in the party. 6 of them are using my Auburn Lane kit, and then if you just saw my Simple Elegance layout share, 4 of those layouts were using the kit. So I'm up to 10 full layouts using that kit, and it is by no means finished yet, so you'll be seeing more layouts. I don't have any more 12 by 12 paper left, but I still have quite a bit left in the 6 by 8 paper pad. Lots of scraps, so I think I'll be able to get at least another 4 or 5. So, I mean, that is awesome, awesome value, because as I've mentioned before, my kits are around the $50, $52 mark. So if I get 15 or 16 layouts out of that, that is awesome. Again, the 2 little added bits, and there you have it. So I will see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.